The increased demand for rabbit meat has made rabbit farming a lucrative and an ever-expanding venture. Today we visit Genrab, a rabbit farm in Syokimau, where Emmanuel takes us through everything that you need to know as a beginner rabbit farmer. Hello guys, welcome to Farmer's Diary. My name is Jamila Boyani. Thank you, Emmanuel, for having us.
Yeah.
Your farm is famed for the rabbit farming.
Yes.
So, since we have been having a lot of requests about rabbit farming, we decided to come and visit you and learn a thing or two. How did you start?
I started rabbit farming way in 2019, that's 2 years ago.
What inspired you to start rabbit farming?
I started rabbit farming as a hobby. When we moved here, I saw we had a space where we can do some urban farming. I did some research before I did embark towards the real farming.
How many rabbits did you start with?
I had 5 rabbits, four female and 1 male.
And currently, how many do you have?
Currently I have like 300 rabbits, but sometimes I usually even have 400, 500.
Which kind of breed would you say, in your opinion, does best?
I can say in New Zealand white, Chinchilla and California, they do well, but we also mix with other kind of breeds. Hybrid rabbit will mature very fast compared to the indigenous one.
So if we want to keep them for meat, which is the best to keep out of the ones that you've mentioned?
The best, I can say it's New Zealand, and New Zealand is the best, and then in California, and then in Chinchilla for meat. Because you find New Zealand, it has low bone to meat ratio. You find that when you slaughter rabbit, it has so much meat as compared to bone for New Zealand. But and then it grows faster, it matures faster.
What do you feed them on so that they can give you the output that you want?
We just do strictly pellets and hay. They are dry matters, so it will make a rabbit to drink a lot of water. So every time we feed them in the morning and the evening, we make sure we supply plenty of water. For us, we cut our own hay. We wrap them and then we can just give them.
Aside from keeping them for their meat and as pets, what other products come out of rabbits?
For us, we sell urine, we sell manure. Far we haven't gotten the market for it, so we just do urine and manure.
So for these products, do you have like a specific place where you sell them, or do farmers just come for them directly?
For urine, farmers just come for them directly, and we have our small farms, we use them direct to our farm. As a fertilizer, you just stop trays, and then as a pesticide, you spray. They control pests.
How do you construct the structure to ensure that you maximize the space and also you can keep as many rabbits as you can?
First, we have outdoor structure. For us, we do wired cages. For you to do fast outward structure, you will have to look at the direction of the wind. Where the wind comes from, you enclose, and then you ventilate where the wind is heading to.
Why is it important to ensure that you've enclosed, especially where the wind comes from?
Rabbits are quiet animals. They usually don't want disturbance. And also for rain, because our cages are wired all over, they are open, so you control where the rains, especially where the winds come from, is where the rain will come from. So you prevent that, so that your rabbits are warm. Yeah. About the inside cages, for us we do stairs, and the cage has to be 2 by 2 feet, at least 2 by 2 feet. Some do 3 by 3 feet, some do 2.5 by 2.5, but for us we just chose 2 by 2 feet. So Each cage can house a maximum of 5 winners, but a minimum of 3 growers, and then 1 mother or 1 male rabbit, which is a buck. The reason we chose hard cages is the cost of construction is a bit cheaper compared to the wooden one. Woods are expensive in Kenya, and also wired cages, they don't keep smell, so you won't get a lot of smell in your cages.
So how do you construct the cages to ensure that you maximize the collection of urine?
Since they are in stairs, the lower stair you slant it so that there is flow of urine and the flow of maybe droppings.
Does it take from birth to maturity when you can actually sell them?
First, a female rabbit, we call it a doe, and a male rabbit, we call it a buck. The kids are young ones. For maturity, rabbit takes 4 months. It's mature, it's ready for meat. But for production, for a female it takes 5 months, and a male it takes 6 months. After you've served your female to a male, gestation period is usually 1 month, which is 28 to 35 days. Before it gives you young ones, maybe some housekeeping issues you'll provide it with a nesting box. Just a nesting box will provide maybe a day before. Usually around the 29th day, 28th days, you can give it your nesting box. It will rearrange the grass there and then give it and then give back. So from there, after giving birth, it will take like 1.5 months, which is around 6 weeks. You will do weaning. Weaning is removing your rabbits, your litter from the mother, for them to start to be independent. Weaning you can remove litter to the mother, or you remove mother. But for us, we just do litter to the mother because we want to trace the cages that the mother has given birth. From there, you can reserve. After maybe 1 week, you can reserve the female one. And then in maybe at around 3 months, you will do what we call the sexing. So then you will separate female from male. At around 4 months, they will be ready for meat.
How do you construct the nesting box?
I can say it doesn't have any standard for construction, but for us we just do 11 by 9 inches.
And it's wooden?
We usually do wooden because of warmth. You want to give the young ones warmth. Yeah. So before rabbit gives birth, you make that nesting box. It's wooden, but on the lower side you put their mesh for easy flow of baby urine and things like that. So after you've constructed, you make sure you put their hay before you put in the rabbit cage. Mother rabbit or a doe will rearrange the hay, and then it will, a day before giving birth, it will remove fur, and then from there she will give birth. For us, we don't interfere with the young ones. You don't make a mistake of holding the young ones. When you hold the young ones, rabbit has instinct. Maybe it will think that maybe there was a predator who was coming to take the young ones, so it might end up maybe not to breastfeed them. So you just give it space, and it will just take care of the young ones. If you want to maybe hold out of curiosity, you will have to wear gloves.
Okay. When you started, you said you started it as a hobby. So, what are some of the mistakes you made as a beginner?
I don't think if I made a lot of mistakes, because before I started, I did a lot of research. I visited a functional commercial rabbit farm. Just because I started small, I had a lot of time to study the rabbits so much, because I used to retain those breeds as breeders.
What are some of the challenges that you faced as a rabbit farmer?
Challenges, we can say, feeds. As I've told you, I usually feed them with pellet and hay. When you make a mistake giving them mostly grains, you'll end up having so many diseases. And then another challenge is predators. You need to make sure your house is well enclosed.
Which are some of the predators that affect the rabbits?
Mostly they are dogs and wild animals.
So aside from the hay and the pellets, is there anything else you give them? Like in terms of vaccination?
Rabbit, you don't do vaccination. I think rabbit, you do more preventive than curative.
Oh.
So that's why I was saying, like, you try as much as possible to avoid grains. If you give them grains, maybe you want to give them grains, you make sure they are wilted first to avoid diseases like coccidiosis, because the main disease of rabbits is coccidiosis and bloating, which is caused by too much pellet. For us, our feeding program, we feed them in the morning and the evening. In the morning we give them some little bit of pellets, as we've said, and then we add hay on them, then we give them water, and then in the evening we just give them hay.
So do you ration the water as well?
Water you don't ration. Give them as much water as you can.
How do you market your rabbits? Once they are grown, you want to sell them. So where do you take them?
Our market is wide in a way that we have different kind of market. First, primarily is for meat, and then we have people who come for pets, and then we have for breeders, those farmers who want to start rabbit farming, and then we have urine and manure, and then we do training also, and then cage construction. Those are our source of income. But for marketing for meat or for breeders, mostly we do it online. We do it online in a way that first we have a page where we have a page. It's called Genrab Rabbit Farm. We do constant marketing there. In online we just get mostly individuals, especially for hotels they can take in large numbers. For individuals they can take like 2, 3 or 1, but for hotels they take in large numbers, like maybe 10, 20, 30, depending with the order.
Would you say this is a profitable business?
Yeah, I can say it's a profitable business, because I've been there. I've been in the rabbit farming for over 2 years. I've done it, and I'm still expanding. I want to build another house.
If I was to start my rabbit farm today, what would you advise me to do?
What I usually tell any person who wants to start rabbit farming, do your research well, especially on the production, on marketing. I think those two things